Sometimes I am muted, but that's why I ask. How's it going, everyone? Don't you guys love classic music? Like, I love this song. Just hopefully, Camille Sands that sense is not gonna come in copyright strike me for playing you that song. How is it going, everyone? How is everyone doing today? I'm doing good. It's a little hot today in Tijuana, but it's a good day nonetheless. Are you watching Sherlock? Which Sherlock? I like both Robert Downey Jr. movies. I like the series, the BBC series, Sherlock. Hello, Nine. What else is there? I need to watch the old Sherlock. Hello, Super Kelly. What is the name of that one? Old Sherlock. I think that's the movie. No, no, no. It has this one, Mr. Holmes. I need to watch that one. Robert Downey. Yeah, yeah. The Downey Juniors are good. The Robert Downey Jr. movies are good. I really like them. Both, and I think they should make a third one. And why do we not have the third one yet? We left in a cliffhanger. So, and we know in every series sometimes Sherlock dies, but it never dies. So we need the third one, Guy Ritchie. Get on that. So I want you guys. Please work. Please work. There we go. Okay, my whole setup is falling apart. Like yesterday, my monitor died. My microphone is dying. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Well, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Today we're gonna watch something that has been on my mind this past week. That I wouldn't know how to make a video about it, but thankfully, someone already made a documentary, and I wanted to share that documentary with you guys. How do I look at my watch history? There you go. And it's about. I watch a lot of stuff. Deal. There you go. This guy. Now, you guys know that I hate misinformation. Like, misinformation, I believe, is one of the most dangerous things that we can do because there's no, like, how do I say it? Hello, Bob Kitten. Um, Everyone can say whatever, and that's dangerous because if you have enough popularity, I guess, you can hurt other people that don't know better, or that they are desperate enough to believe you. And this is what we want to see today. It's about. Hey, you got into. Congratulations, Melvi. Congratulations. I'm really glad that you got in. I knew that you could do it, but I'm glad that it's official now. So we're gonna watch this documentary about. This is a guy, like, you know, investments and stuff. So this is a guy that this time next year I'll be getting ready to start classes. I'll be 53 when I graduate. That's fine. I mean, it's never too late. It's great. Everyone say congratulations to Melvi. All right, let's start with this, and we're gonna talk with you guys while we're going through this.
Wall Street Bets, Reddit's premier destination for degenerate gamblers. In early 2021, this subreddit would make headlines due to its role in the historic GameStop short squeeze, gaining millions of new users overnight. This marked the beginning of the greatest investing phenomenon of the century, meme stocks. A meme stock is a stock that is trending and frequently discussed on social media. Investors in these stocks are often young and inexperienced and gamble way more money than they should on highly volatile companies. Users of the Wall Street Bets subreddit often share their financial analysis and opinions on these meme stocks, hoping to gain lots of upvotes and internet fame by predicting the next stock to go to the moon. But in a world where investment advice is highly regulated, these brave silverbacks bend the rules to share their stock picks and recommendations, all protected by the disclaimer, not financial advice. While there are many examples of meme stock influencers, one of them stands out from the rest. He stops at nothing to prove that his stock of choice will make anyone who owns it a millionaire. This is Kai's Malej.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Why Bed Bath & Beyond?
Bed Bath & Beyond. Most important company in the stock market. I was fighting hard.
Fuck out of here before I stack the shit out of you.
Leave that company alone. I traveled a lot. Buildings in that NFT.
You have to leave the property now, right now.
I'm a reporter for Bed Bath & Beyond. The fake stream media, they've been hitting hard with their fake news. I was even hitting harder. We love Trump! We love Trump! We love guys! Today is going to be written in the history of Wall Street. Cheers, guys.
So this is the first the intro, but the thing about him is that he tries to advise people on how to get rich, how to get a lot of money, how to be a millionaire, but he's not a millionaire. Like, I don't think that you can, and that's one of the things that many people do. Is like they start making like these advices, like you have to gamble here, you have to invest in here to be a millionaire, but they are not millionaires. And this guy, I think he drank too much of the Kool-Aid of you can be a millionaire in 2 weeks. You just gotta wait. You just gotta and money is gonna come to you. But let's keep watching.
As the dust from the GameStop short squeeze settled and the price stabilized, one name was found all over every meme stock investing forum: Ryan Cohen. Ryan Cohen is the billionaire founder and former CEO of Chewy, an online pet supplies company. His current role is as the chairman of the board for GameStop, and his appointment to this board was one of the catalysts in the short squeeze. In early 2022, Cohen would reveal that he had taken a significant investment into struggling home goods retailer, Bed Bath & Beyond. While the stock would fall quite a bit after Cohen's initial investment, it wouldn't stay down for long. Shares of Bed Bath & Beyond would suddenly soar nearly 300% in value in early August as the stock began trending on the Wall Street Bets forum.
I don't think we had Chewy here in Mexico.
But just 2 days later, Cohen would surprise everyone by dumping his entire stake in Bed Bath & Beyond, just as the stock price peaked. This clever maneuver allowed him to walk away with nearly $70 million in profits. On this news, Bed Bath & Beyond stock would plummet 50%, returning to single-digit prices within the week. Many of these investors on social media would fail to sell at the peak, leaving them as bag holders of the stock, since they would refuse to sell for a loss. A common mindset among meme stock investors who refer to themselves as apes is millionaire or homeless. Despite the stock's rapidly declining price, the Bed Bath & Beyond investing subreddit quickly became a hub for theories and discussions. With some people having put their entire life savings into the stock, they were willing to believe just about anything that suggested that they may make their money back. In this wave of desperation came a new crew of regular posters.
And this is the thing, like a lot of people invested and they lost. And that's the thing about investment, is that it's never a sure thing. You can invest in Tesla today, and tomorrow there could be a drop in the value of the stock, and then you're out of money. Like, it's not always a sure thing. And there's people that come and pray or try to gain like knowledge and clout and all that stuff in that situations.
Dedicated to researching the company's fundamentals. They were dead set on proving that Bed Bath & Beyond could still go to the moon, even though the mainstream opinion was that it would soon go bankrupt. Among these posters was Crinkle Fries NYC. On August 17, 2022, Crinkle Fries would share his first piece of investigative journalism to the subreddit. He would post the following thought-provoking piece. Bed Bath & Beyond to merge with GameStop to create a competitor to Amazon. The master plan of Ryan Cohen RC Ventures. Rise the cap market of Bed Bath & Beyond to equal to GameStop. Then the merge with Bed Bath & Beyond with GameStop to form a new bigger company called G-Merica. G-Merica will be the biggest competitor to Amazon in the world. Attached was a 2.5-minute video of him driving in circles around Bed Bath & Beyond's corporate headquarters in his car, recording with his phone pointed out the window. There is no dialogue in this video. Members of the subreddit left some rather encouraging comments on this post.
So, is this just speculation? More of a shitpost at this time, in my opinion.
Put down the crack pipe and step away from the table. GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond's combined net worth would not even equal 1 month's profit at Amazon.
This negative response didn't deter Crinkle Fries, and he would continue to repeat variations of his theory and post nearly 10 times a day. After weeks of spamming, Crinkle Fries NYC would post his first video where he reveals his face. In this video, he would share his analysis on a potential merger between Bed Bath & Beyond and GameStop.
And this guy has 17,000 subscribers. Like, it's not someone, it's not like a small guy just hanging out. Like, he has a lot of influences. And I don't know.
Good morning, guys. Today is Saturday, September 3rd, 10:30 a.m. It's been 2 weeks exactly since my first video about Bed Bath & Beyond. Right now I'm in a parking lot of a Bed Bath & Beyond in New York City. I'm not gonna mention the city or the borough, but as you can see, it's a huge parking lot, right? A huge parking lot. And I'm gonna tell you that I have the pleasure to announce that the small piece of shit, Brian Sozzi, S-O-Z-Z-I from Yahoo, the guy who I recorded a video yesterday about him and the other bigger piece of shit, Jim Cramer, the criminal acts that they've been doing between both of them to hurt shareholders of both companies, GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond. He ended up by blocking me on his Twitter account. Why did he block me? From all those millions watching him on his Twitter account? That's a very good and very big question mark. Brian Sozzi, you are a piece of shit, and you...
And as you can see, he doesn't pull punches. He's basically... like, people who are in TV, you can say a lot of stuff about them, but at the end of the day, they know stuff about economy. They could be biased, yes, they could have a bias towards something, but at least they know about it. And I don't know, this guy just insults them and acts like they don't. And at the end of the day, they were right, because Bed Bath & Beyond, like, went into bankrupt. So yeah, if you guys want to know more about this, I'm gonna leave the link to the video on the chat. But yeah, it's a really interesting video. It's a long one. It's like an hour, like maybe almost 2 hours. but I think it's a very interesting watch about misinformation. All right, let's move on. Yeah, I want to see this one.
Thank you, everyone. Be seated. All right, we are back on the record in State versus Brooks. Appearances are as they were before. The state should be prepared to call the next witness. Okay, very good. Then bring the jury out, please.
You ain't called that name that you started with. I don't know if the audio's on.
The audio is on and no one cares if you identify about it or not.
Audio's on, and I called the case. I actually didn't specifically refer to you, but I did say State versus Brooks. But in any event, your objection is noted for the record, and we'll continue with testimony.
Will you be addressing subject matter jurisdiction?
No, you already did. Hello,
Is that
Rob.
a judicial determination not to answer, Your Honor? So is that a tacit agreement?
He was still saying tacit at this point.
Subject matter jurisdiction has yet to be proven for the record.
Were you working on duty as a law enforcement officer on November 21st of 2021?
Yes, sir, I was.
Leading.
Overruled.
Brody?
Did you at some point become aware that there was a parade in downtown Waukesha?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. You may
Yes.
answer.
What is he doing now? Well, he is busy learning how to behave in a maximum security jail. So I think he's good for us. I'm gonna see what Brody's doing. You guys keep watching. I'll be back.
Went to the parade route, and I talked to a few people around injured people and determined that I wasn't really able to be of help there because they were all back injuries, and I can't, in a squad, I can't help with that.
So what did you do next?
I answered a call on the radio that said there was a man going door to door on Elizabeth Street asking to use people's phones to call an Uber.
Where did you go from there?
I got out and partnered up with two other officers, and we decided that we would walk the street and look for this person.
Were you wearing a body-worn camera at the time?
Yes, sir, I was.
Was that device also equipped with a microphone?
Objection,
Yes.
leading.
Overruled.
What was leading about that? She asked her a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you know whether your device was activated as you were walking down Elizabeth Street that afternoon?
Objection.
It was.
Overruled.
All right, we played 6 seconds. Do you recognize that video?
I do.
What is it?
It is my body camera video of walking down Elizabeth Street.
From November 21st?
Objection,
sir.
leading.
I will overrule it, and the answer may stand.
Does this video and the associated audio accurately reflect what happened that night as you saw it?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Yes, sir.
I'd move Exhibit 80 into evidence and ask to publish.
Objection. Relevancy.
Big Ben.
Any unit that is on Elizabeth Street currently advised.
Robert 277.
Robert 277.
What's up?
It's really windy over there in Wisconsin. Hello, Amanda. Good afternoon.
Hands up! Put your hands where I can see them! Put your hands up! Hands up!
Hands up.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground. Do it now.
Taking one of the hospitals for a plan here.
First of all, can we address the police brutality at this moment? Like, can we just take a moment to consider how hard they threw him to the ground? Like, they slammed him right in his shoulder. Like, Jesus. Like, he's just laying there in the ground. Like, I don't know how this was not just the sole focus of they letting him go. It's incredible.
Lay on your stomach.
Robert, where are you on?
Describe where in the video you first saw that person.
Objection leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
I first saw him standing on the porch.
And what, if anything, did you see that person doing when you first saw him?
Objection leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
He appeared to be rather agitated.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, it was just like boom, boom, and they throw me in the ground.
Objection leading.
Overruled. It's not leading. You may answer.
He was moving back and forth on the porch and gesturing.
Gesturing.
Do you recall what you were wearing that evening?
I do.
What?
The exact same set of clothing that I'm wearing today.
Including long sleeves?
Yes.
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Okay, Mel, since you're here, in this, I'm just a guy. I'm just a normal guy. Like I always say on the videos, I think of like if I'm a part of the jury. Is that in any way, in any kind of way, leading? I feel like he's just asking a question.
Did this person, depicted at 53 seconds, draw your attention in any way based on what he was wearing?
Yes. It was chilly out, lower 40s, upper 30s, and he was in a t-shirt, jogging pants, and no shoes.
Yeah, I'm not crazy, yeah.
You got something with your name on it, man?
No. Okay, lads. Cooperate with us. Okay.
What did we see in that portion of the video?
That was a sandwich.
Where did that sandwich come from?
His,
It's a question, you little lord.
Overruled.
his right pants pocket.
The subject on the ground is?
Yes, sir.
Robert 277.
Did you at some point ask the subject depicted in the video at 114 to identify himself by name?
Go ahead.
I did.
What was that person's response?
He identified himself as Daryl Brooks.
Boom! There you go. And look at that face. Look at that face. It's like, huh, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to... I mean, he did eat a fish sandwich when he was taken to jail after the whole thing, when they were interviewing him. Like, his last meal as a free man was a fish sandwich from Burger King, I think. That's gross. I think it was McDonald's or Burger King. But to think that that was the last thing that you ate while you were a free guy, that gotta sting. Hello, Deacon.
Do you see Mr. Brooks in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you point him out for us by telling us where he's sitting and what he's wearing?
He is seated at the defense table wearing a dark-colored suit and striped tie and a mask over his face.
Just to be thorough, Your Honor, could we please have Mr. Brooks remove his mask momentarily?
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Go ahead.
Now that Mr. Brooks has removed his mask, does that change anything about your testimony today?
Objection. I don't consent to being called that name.
But you still did it. I mean, they told Mr. Brooks remove his mask and he removed it. Like, what?
You may go ahead and answer.
That's Daryl Brooks.
There you go.
There's multiple units. David 216, you know, detention.
What is your name?
Brooks.
First name?
Sitting on the witness stand today, do you acknowledge that Mr. Brooks has a short haircut?
Objection. I don't consent to be called that name. He's leading.
Sustained as to the form of the question, please.
How would you describe Mr. Brooks's haircut today?
Objection. I don't consent to being called that name.
Oh. Sir, I understand your objection. Please do not interrupt with that further so that the questioning of the witnesses may continue. You may answer.
If you say that name, I'm objecting.
And the jury will disregard the objection if it's solely for the name purposes. Go ahead.
In my opinion, that should have been the end. That would be like, okay, I told you what you needed to do. You are not doing it.
Mr. Brooks has his hair cut close today.
What about when he took his face mask down? Did you notice his facial hair?
Objection. Leading.
Overruled.
He does have facial hair.
Did you notice anything different about his facial hair today versus in the video?
Objection. Leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
That is also trimmed closer.
Does the hairstyle and the facial hairstyle here in court today give you any pause or concern over whether or not it's Mr. Brooks in the video?
Objection.
Go ahead and answer, please.
No, not at all.
Let's resume playing at 1:23.
Objection noted for the record.
It's noted. No one cares. Look at you in the ground. Like, nothing you can do. Just not even a little bit of defense.
I just used somebody's phone to call for a living, that's all.
Oh, okay.
That's what I need. Yeah, one male 1026, the blackmail with red short sleeve shirt.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
If everything turns out to be on the up and up, life will be good, and you'll be on your way, all right?
Yeah.
I got it, guys, I got it. Suspect, I presume?
Unknown. Ask him. Ask him if he knows. He was on the porch here.
Yeah, I was using his phone.
What's your location?
I was using his phone.
You're pulling the WMH road, loading her down.
I called my
Any squads available for a transport?
on the 500 to give me a lift. That's all. I was just using his phone.
Sarah, this is Schwartz. I'm leaving WSC. Where do you need me?
What do you...
Can I just sit up? I was freezing. Can I please just sit up?
No.
You have any weapons on you? No, sir. What's your name, guy?
9209.
I just told her my name.
What did you tell
Yes, sir. What's your first name? Darrell Brooks? Yes, sir.
I'm sorry about your allergies. The only allergy that I know that I have is to cabbage. I cannot eat cabbage.
Copy. No additional
This
victims.
matches the description of the guy that got called on who was going door to door over here.
Yeah, I was trying.
Where are your shoes, ma'am?
I was trying to use somebody's phone.
Where are your shoes?
My flip-flops is in his house.
Did you hear the last thing said by the suspect on the ground at this point?
Objection.
Yes.
Leading.
Overruled.
What did he say?
Objection. Leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
He said, my flip-flops is in his house.
Do you know if any flip-flops or any other shoes of any kind were ever retrieved from the residence that this was taking place in front of?
Objection. Speculative.
Overruled. You may answer.
I did go in the house and speak to the resident there and asked if he had left shoes or outer garments or anything like that, and he said that he had not.
He was saying he just gave me a jacket.
He's identifying soft fat, lighter skin, black male, dreadlocks, red shirt, blue jeans, no shoes.
Yeah, I did go to that house. I went to that house right there, right down the street, right here.
Where you coming from, man?
I was coming from that parade down here.
Okay.
I know a friend down here.
I think that's a fabulous idea.
Yeah, I also had cats when I had one cat when I grew up. That's it.
I can't.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Roll over on your butt.
Okay, now
Roll over on your butt. Roll up on your knees.
Look at now he's complaining. Now he hurts. Like after the slam, everything hurts now.
Roll over on. Roll up on your knees.
Okay. 500 block of Elizabeth.
Stand up.
Right now. 553. 553 Elizabeth.
What are you doing?
Freaking sweet. Factory here.
Did I do something?
Did I do something? Did I do something? You guys think he did something? What did he do?
Go to the front of my squad, man.
Okay.
Is there anything I need to stick me, poke me, hurt?
No, not at all, sir.
Okay.
Not at all. I don't have any weapons. Glad to hear it.
Nothing like that.
How did you get up over here, man?
I was coming to see a friend.
Yeah? Where's your friend?
I don't know now. Spin your back your hand for me. You injured at all, dude?
Yeah.
What hurts?
When they slammed me, my knee, I already have an injury.
Spread your feet for me.
Okay, yes. That's my ID. It certainly is. Yes. I'm so cold.
And she's so cold.
The
Poor
officer
thing.
whose squad he was going to be placed in went through his pockets to make sure he did not have anything that would be dangerous.
Okay. And do you know if anything was retrieved from his pockets?
Yes.
Objection.
Overruled. Her answer may stand.
There were no weapons, were there?
Objection.
weapons.
B.
Overruled. Her answer may stand.
What, if anything, do you recall being recovered from his pocket?
ID, some cards, I believe there was a credit card in there, and a car key.
Go ahead and take a seat for me, Norel.
Have the monitor in front of you. Do you want him to bring it out?
You said what hurt?
Those are my hands, and in my hands are the property that was taken from Mr. Brooks. You can see the officer's back at the open door of the squad, and Mr. Brooks' leg in the light there, where he's sitting in the squad.
Your Honor, I would move Exhibit 176 into evidence and request permission to publish.
Objection. Relevancy.
Do you know
relevant.
what happened to the objects that are in your hands in that exhibit?
Yes, I gave them to the officer whose car Mr. Brooks was sitting in.
At one point, you stated the suspect was wearing jogging pants. That'd be fair to say?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Were the jogging pants or blue jeans?
They were soft pants.
We show now how is that gonna help him? How is that gonna be like, oh, you know what? He was wearing jeans. So that couldn't be me. I wasn't having jogging pants.
Exhibit 80 again.
Yes, we can.
Well, yes, we can.
2058? I don't think so. I think he's going Tom until 3058.
Go ahead, thank you.
Can you pause? Can you zoom in a little bit? And play a few more seconds.
Ah, okay. I don't know, Bruce
Pause.
Rivers.
You would describe those pants as jogging pants or soft pants, as you say?
Yes.
And you made reference to finding a sandwich, credit cards, and things of that nature in the pants, correct?
Yes.
I found the sandwich
A sandwich.
while you were laying on the ground.
And you also stated that you found a credit card and things of that nature. In fact, would it be fair to say that that's what was in your hand on Exhibit 176?
There were what appeared to be credit cards and ID and a car key.
And they were in your hand, correct?
They were.
So would it be fair to say you also found those and not just a sandwich?
I did not pull that stuff out of your pocket, sir. That was a different officer. I did hold it while he finished searching you, sir.
Different things. Just because you had it in her hands, that doesn't mean that it's yours.
Did you find anything else?
On your person, I was not the person searching you. Aside from the sandwich while you were on the ground.
So as far as your search, you just found a sandwich?
Yeah.
Correct.
And at the time...
That's great, Robert. If the pants aren't soft, I get off.
Do you recall why the suspect was being detained?
Someday I would like to watch the OJ trial because it's so famous. It needs... I need to watch that again. Well, for the first time. I just know the result, but I would like to watch that trial.
Yes.
And what was the reason?
Because you matched a description that was broadcast over the police radio of a suspect involved in the parade incident.
Do you recall writing that the suspect was being detained for investigative purposes?
Yes.
Any reason why you wouldn't state what those purposes were in the report?
Because at the time we had contact with you.
With you?
I was not fully aware of the circumstances.
Well, would it be fair to say that you just stated why the suspect was being detained?
Yeah.
Did I just stated why this? I'm sorry. What was the question exactly, sir?
Would it be fair to say that you just stated when asked why was the suspect being detained at that moment? You answered.
That moment.
Yeah,
yes.
At that moment that you detained the suspect. You stated because they matched the description of someone involved in the parade.
Yes, sir. That's
right.
Correct.
But then you stated that you just stated that at the time you weren't fully aware.
Yeah, she wasn't fully aware. She just knew that there was a guy that she needed to get there. What is the issue here?
I knew that people had been hurt. I knew that shots had been fired. I did not know how many people were hurt. I did not know by what mechanism people would be hurt. I did not know the magnitude of the injuries. I just knew that something violent had happened.
Yeah.
So it'd be fair to say you weren't in the known of a lot of information at that point.
That's true.
Grounds.
Overruled. Her answer may stand.
Would it be fair to say that you were being heard in Exhibit 80 stating that if everything was on the up and up, you would be on your way?
Yes, sir, that's correct. That was me.
So would it be fair to say that was an inaccurate statement if the suspect fit the description of something that happened in the parade?
That doesn't matter.
Not at all.
And what do you mean by not at all?
Hello, David. David from London. How's it going?
I mean, sometimes people look like someone who did something and turn out not to be that person.
Yeah.
But that was not the case here.
So as far as you knew at the time, It could have been mistaken identity.
It could have been, but it was not.
Well, at the time, it'd be fair to say at the time you didn't know.
At the time, I did not know.
Did you give the suspect any information on why they were being detained?
While you were being put in the car, you were informed you were being detained for investigative purposes, which is an answer that's appropriate for the circumstances.
Yeah.
So it would be fair to say that that's not really all that informative?
I did not have a lot of information to give you, sir.
Keep saying you. Who are you referring to?
To you. She was right there with you at the place. So she knows who she's talking with.
You, Mr. Brooks. Daryl Brooks. Seated at the defense table.
Preach it.
Any reason why you wouldn't tell a suspect why they're being detained?
She did.
Essentially being that if you take someone into custody, they should know why they're being taken into custody. Why would a suspect be detained without any information, to your knowledge?
Objection.
Grounds.
Asked and answered.
Also calls for speculation, vague.
Everything.
So would it be fair to say that you can detain a suspect without them knowing why they're being detained?
Objection misstates the testimony. You knew. She told you. It's not the answer that you like, but that's why she did it.
Objection. This calls for a legal analysis, not factually relevant.
No.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Do you recall when you got the report of shots fired?
I believe that was one of the first things I heard over the radio before I was even there.
Do you recall ever
I think that's fair to say, David. Hello, Janice. Did I say hello to you already? I don't know. But hello, good afternoon, Janice. How is it going?
finding out where the shots fired came from?
Eventually I did.
Do you recall in your reading report writing that when you had arrived at Elizabeth and West and parked your squad and began to walk down the street, that you had your firearm in your hand?
Yeah.
Yes.
We just saw that on the video.
And was that because of the call of shots fired, or did you feel unsafe at the time?
That's because there were shots fired and I did not know by whom.
Do you recall the area of where the shots fired? Was that the general area?
What?
The general area, somewhere in the vicinity of the parade.
Somewhere in there.
Is Elizabeth and West in the general area?
It's a few blocks away.
Do you have any reason to believe that the shots came from the suspect?
I did not know who had done shooting. I had heard a report of shots fired. I did not know by whom, as I've said, sir.
Any reason to believe that the shots came from the suspect is what I'm asking.
I did not know.
And you also stated that in your written report that it was in the upper 30s that evening with the brisk wind. Would that be fair to say?
It was
Pretty
upper
cold.
30s, lower 40s, somewhere right in
chilly.
there. It was cold. I was cold.
Do you think that maybe the gesturing was because the suspect was cold?
Objection.
Grounds.
Calls for speculation.
Overruled. She may answer if she's able.
I didn't know.
And do you recall checking the pockets of the coat worn by the suspect?
Yes.
Do you recall how the suspect obtained the coat?
I recall what I was told.
So it'd be fair to say you weren't sure if you were only told this information. That'd be fair to say?
No.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
You made reference to saying you only know what you were told. So it'd be fair to say at that time you didn't know unless you were told.
Yeah, how can she know if no one tells you?
Didn't know what?
How the suspect obtained the coat.
I asked the resident of the house you were at. Actually, I believe he volunteered to me that he had given you a coat to wear.
And you checked the pockets of the coat?
Yes.
And did you find anything?
I did not find anything.
At what point did you learn that the suspect who was being detained would be arrested?
At some point later.
Later on.
Did you write your report that evening?
I believe I wrote it the next morning.
So it would be fair to say after you had learned a little bit more information, then you wrote the report?
That would be true, yes.
And do you recall initially responding to Clinton Street and Broadway first?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall why you responded to that location first?
To see if I could help anyone.
About how long did you stay there before responding to Elizabeth?
Just a few minutes.
I'm still reading the report. Like, why are you reading the report?
Other questions?
All right, thank you. Any redirect?
Referring specifically to the time that you placed the handcuffs on Mr. Brooks, remember that time frame?
Yes, sir.
I don't consent to being called that name.
Overruled. You may answer.
Thank you. Yes, I do.
Do you recall how Mr. Brooks ended up on the ground as that was happening?
I do.
Could you tell us about that?
Objection. Saw in video.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
We instructed him to put his hands up and then to get down on the ground.
Did he comply with those instructions?
He did.
Did you or any other officer have to put hands on Mr. Brooks to get him on the ground?
Objection. Speculative.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
No, sir, we did not.
After he was on the ground, that's when the handcuffs went on?
Objection.
correct.
Leading.
Overruled. She may answer.
Your answer again was?
That's correct.
At any point after the handcuffs went on, did you or any other officer throw Mr. Brooks to the ground?
Objection. Leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
We did not.
How did you treat Mr. Brooks as you moved him from his prone position on the ground to the squad car?
Objection.
Overruled. She may answer.
As the video shows, he was instructed, let's call it the path of least resistance, to get up off of prone position, eventually to his feet, with a minimum of discomfort.
Sir, I want to direct your attention to the date of November 21 of 2021. And you are aware of the Waukesha Christmas parade taking place that afternoon. Is that correct, sir?
Objection. Leading.
Correct, I was working.
Hold on. Understand it's leading. There is some leeway when it's just laying foundation. So it's overruled, and the witness may answer, and the answer he provided may stand. Go ahead.
Correct, I was assigned to work the Christmas parade.
All right. At some point in time, were you aware of...
I also really like this officer. I don't know, something about him is like he seems like a really cool guy.
Injuries to those involved in the parade, sir?
Objection, lead.
Yes.
Overruled.
Later that evening, were you aware of a suspect being taken into custody in the 500 block of Elizabeth Street?
Objection, lead.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes. I heard Specialist Klein come over the air indicating that there was a subject going door to door in the 500 block of Elizabeth Street. And as I traveled back eastbound on Elizabeth Street in the 500 block, I observed the 3 officers from those aforementioned police departments detaining one subject at gunpoint in the front lawn of 553 Elizabeth Street.
Do you know about what time of day this was?
Not off the top of my head. It was dark out though.
Okay. As in relation to when the incident at the parade occurred to when you're arriving on Elizabeth Street, can you give us a rough time frame?
Leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
45 minutes an hour at the max.
Okay. So when you roll up on 553 Elizabeth Street, tell me what you saw.
I could see the lights from the other officers illuminating a subject on the ground. I immediately pulled up, parked my squad, got out and began running to where the officers were. And as I came up to where they were in the front lawn area between the residence and the sidewalk, they were in the midst of handcuffing and detaining a subject on the ground.
The subject that was being handcuffed and detained on the ground, you see that person in the courtroom here today?
I do, yes.
Are you able to identify him?
Yes.
Would you like him to remove his mask in order to do so, sir?
Please.
Okay.
Mr. Brooks, if you would please. Thank you.
So why is not saying objection, I don't consent to being called that name right now? She just called him Mr. Brooks.
Oh, the subject I saw was Daryl Brooks seated at the defendant's table wearing a dark-colored suit with a gray shirt.
Now you said he was already on the ground in the process of being handcuffed, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you see any officer slam Mr. Brooks to the ground?
No.
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
No.
Did you see any use of force directed towards Mr. Brooks by any police officer on the scene at that time?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
He's not hearsay. He's right there. He was there looking at you. How is that hearsay?
Did you approach Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
Did you speak to him?
Yes.
What did you say?
I asked him to identify himself. At that time, he said Brooks. I again asked him to identify himself. He identified himself as Daryl Brooks.
That's the name he gave you, identifying himself.
Yes.
Objection. That's not what it says in the video.
Hello, Trunk. How's it going? Good afternoon. I don't think I've seen you around. Welcome.
Overruled.
Yes.
All right. Did that name have any significance when you heard it, sir?
Yes.
Why?
I knew prior to responding to that location that Officer Moss, who had initially located the car, had made a cursory check of the vehicle. During that time, he found documentation belonging to a Daryl Brooks.
Hello, Gus Flowers. I feel like I've been raided. Hello. Hello.
Brooks.
Okay. At some point, do you recall getting Mr. Brooks up off the ground?
Objection. I don't consent to being called that name.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes.
Tell us what you remember at that point.
Daryl Brooks was picked up off the ground or assisted off the ground. He was then escorted to the front of my marked squad where I searched him.
Did you take custody of Mr. Brooks?
Objection. I don't consent to being called that name.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
Yes.
Prior to placing him in your squad, was Mr. Brooks searched?
Objection. I don't consent to being called that name.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes.
Tell us what you remember about that, sir.
So I searched Mr. Brooks, during which time I found some cards in his right pocket that had his name on it, as well as a black Ford key.
Do you see yourself in that photograph?
Yes.
Where are you?
I am the officer with his back to the camera.
Hello, Foxy. Can you? I remember once objecting to another person objecting, like, and he was asking why is he objecting? And like, I never got that.
With police written across a fluorescent yellow and orange vest.
Do you recall what you were doing at this point in time?
At that point, it looks like I'm buckling Daryl Brooks into the back of my squad, or placing him into the back of my squad.
And you see a set of hands on the right side of the photograph, sir?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Yes.
You see the objects that are being held in those hands, sir?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Yes.
Is that consistent with what you just testified as to the items you removed from Daryl Brooks before placing him in your squad?
Objection.
Overruled.
Consent to being called that naviness.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
Yes.
It's a little blurry, but can you circle for us the key that you indicated you found? And because it's a little hard to see.
One of the things that I'm going to include in my dumbest moments of Daryl Brooks is the one time where he was like, can I struck the response of my own witness? Like, I didn't like the answer that he gave me. Can I struck that?
Can you describe that key as you recall?
As I recall, the key was a single key. I don't recall there being any keychain to it. It was a fob type that had some buttons, and it had a Ford emblem on it that indicated that was a Ford key.
Did you eventually get these items?
Oh, thank you, Melvi. If you guys can, I mean, I see 17 likes. Thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate it. And we're gonna do a giveaway. Like when I give, I cannot speak. When I release my video tomorrow, we're gonna have more of the dynamic, but we're gonna be doing a giveaway. So if you have friends that would like to get some gift cards, like, tell them to subscribe.
Back from the officer who was holding.
Wow, thank you, Deacon. Thank you so much. That's really nice of you.
Them.
Yes.
And what did you do with them?
I took custody of them until they were ultimately turned over to Detectives Stern and Detectives Carpenter.
All right. Do you remember Mr. Brooks asking you why he had been detained?
Objection. I don't consent to being called that name.
Overruled.
Yes.
You may answer, sir.
Yes.
Do you remember specifically what he said?
I recall that he had questioned why the police were handcuffing him or why the police were detaining him.
Did you reply?
Yes.
What did you tell him?
I told him that he was being detained as he matched a description of a subject involved in a crash in the downtown area.
Do you recall Officer Moss airing that he had spoken with a potential eyewitness who indicated that they had observed numerous suspects run from the vehicle?
Objection, hearsay.
Grounds.
Overruled.
Now everyone, well, a lot of people now has a J next to their name. Nice, really nice.
Witness may answer.
I recall Officer Moss.
All right, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the memberships. I appreciate it, Deacon. See you later.
That to the officers responding in general that there may have been more than one suspect that had ran from the vehicle.
You just stated that there may have been. Any reason why the air information said it had been, that he had spoken to a potential eyewitness?
Objection, hearsay, and false or speculation as to the words of another person.
Grounds.
Yeah, the most dumb moment is gonna be it. It's gonna be probably I'm just gonna make my entire series, like the 88 videos that I have on Daryl Brooks. I'm just gonna edit them together, and that's gonna be the dumbest moments.
Sustained.
It's gonna be like a 48-hour video.
While setting up your perimeter, did you receive any more information about the suspects who fled from the vehicle?
It was all kind of at the same time.
Do you recall being advised that the male black had possibly fled southbound and that the male white may have fled in the westbound direction?
Your Honor, I object. Move to strike. He's providing statements and facts that are not in evidence. They're based on hearsay.
The question was, did he recall being advised that? That was the question. Does he recall being advised?
Still hearsay. Sustained.
Still hearsay.
So who were you advised by?
Officer Moss.
And do you recall what you were advised?
Objection. Hearsay.
Sustained. Next question.
Grounds for the sustain, Your Honor?
Next question, please. Hearsay.
What's that hearsay? And how did you end up being dispatched to the 500 block of Elizabeth Street?
I heard another officer error that they were listening to Waukesha County communications indicating that there was a person going door to door in the 500 block of Elizabeth Street.
I'm sorry, you said you stated you heard that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be like hearsay?
Only if it's being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. If it's just explain what he did next, then no.
That was the same question I asked before, Your Honor.
What?
And upon arriving at Elizabeth Street, you stated that there was already a suspect being detained at the moment that you arrived?
No.
No.
So what did you observe when you got to the 500?
Hello, Sprinkle Cake. Did you get through the crowducalypse okay? Whoa. What does that mean? Crowducalypse? I don't know what that means. But hello. Good afternoon.
Block of Elizabeth Street.
But when I initially got there, I didn't see anything.
Did you observe someone being detained at gunpoint?
Oh, the crowd strike. Yeah. I was in the office the next day when that happened. It was a whole deal. I had a lot of work that day. But yeah, I made it through. Thank you for asking. Hello, Barb. Good afternoon.
Not upon initially getting there, no.
Not initially. Did at any time you observe someone being detained at gunpoint?
Yes, I already said that.
Yeah, I already said that.
Do you recall what they had on?
Yes.
You state for the record and for the jury what they had on?
They had red t-shirts and blue jeans.
Blue jeans. Were they jogging pants or blue jeans?
Appeared to be blue jeans.
And do you recall why the suspect was being detained at that time?
Yes.
And what do you recall about why they were being detained at that time?
You were being detained for involvement in a crash in the downtown area.
When the suspect was detained, do you recall stating that you were confident they were either the driver or passenger of the vehicle found at 338?
You being here is lawful law, Barb.
Maple?
No, I never said that.
So I'm reading from your report right here.
Right.
That you just stated that you wrote.
Hello, Tony. Good afternoon. Hello.
You recall saying I was
Brooks begged the Milwaukee judge to go back to his bunker at those and his supermax fees. He's all by his lonesome. Yeah, I remember that hearing.
Confident that Brooks was either the driver or passenger of the striking vehicle.
That is in my report. However, you asked if I said that. I didn't say that. That's more or less an internal dialogue with myself saying that I felt confident that you were the suspect, either the driver or a passenger in that vehicle.
And you found a credit or debit card when conducting a search?
Yes.
Do you recall where you found that credit or debit card?
Your right pocket.
In Exhibit 176, where it shows someone holding the credit card, was that you?
Was what, me?
Holding the credit card?
No.
No.
But you are the one that found it?
Yes.
And what else did you find?
A Ford car key, vehicle key.
What I just told
And
you
where
that
did you find that?
Your right pants pocket.
Can you play Exhibit 80 for the witness? Do you remember this video?
No, I didn't. That's not my body cam video.
Pause. Go back like 2 seconds.
Thank you once again.
Is this right here the credit debit cards that you found?
I can't tell what that is.
Can you clear that?
Madam Clerk, please and thank you.
Can you go back maybe 2 more seconds? I think it's a clearer shot.
For the record, Your Honor, it's not that easy to just jump back 2 seconds. I mean, if he has a specific time, we can jump to a time.
How would I know if I've only seen the video once? Like, why is it that big of a deal? Can you play from right there? Right there.
435, Your Honor.
Hello, Marisol.
435.
Now it's on 437. We started
Can you
it
pause it at
4.
435?
Right, it was started and then you said pause, and obviously it takes time to do that, so. And the record should reflect that Mr. Brooks has drawn
Yeah, I think we're gonna see what he had, the cars that he had.
a circle around something on the still image. Go ahead, ask your question.
The record should reflect consent to that name.
Ask your question, sir.
Whoever this is holding the credit card, debit card. Is that you?
Objection. That assumes a fact not in evidence, Your Honor.
Sustained. Rephrase your question.
Can you clear that?
Madam Clerk, please. Thank you.
You said that you found a key. Where's the footage of you finding the key?
He said that you were already in custody when he got there. So how can he have footage of the key being grabbed?
I don't have a body cam, so there's not going to be video of my body cam.
Thank you.
So if you were wearing your body cam, it would have depicted what you found during your search.
No, the city of Waukesha did not have body cams during this incident.
Yeah, I have the equivalent of the EBT card in Mexico. You can buy food with it.
So it'd be fair to say there is no footage of you finding a key.
Right.
Grounds.
It's argumentative, and he's already said he was not wearing a body camera.
Actually,
he can't know possibly. It's speculation. He can't know possibly.
Actually, he said the city of Waukesha didn't have body cams. He didn't say.
Right. It's sustained. It assumes facts not in evidence.
Yeah, I think I have my
for
old
speculation
one.
on the part of this
Yeah, give me
witness,
one
and
second.
there's also lack of foundation as to this witness.
The foundation is this mysterious key he said he found.
The jury will disregard that statement made by Mr. Brooks. It's not his time to testify. You will have an opportunity to do that later if you choose.
I don't consent to being called that name for the record. Do you recall at about 1640 hours? I don't know. Would that be 440?
Yes, that's 440.
Do you recall directing traffic at the intersection of Barstow Street and Corina?
Yes.
And do you recall an officer airing anything over the radio at that time?
Yes, I do.
Do you recall what that was?
An officer had aired that you had driven around his barricade or into the parade route.
You. Who do you refer to?
Yeah, I'm also non-American. So, where are you from, Ghost Flowers? Because I asked that too when I made the video. I didn't know what EBT was.
Who is you?
You, Daryl Brooks.
And you knew that at that time?
Not at that time, no.
So, how would you say you?
Denmark. I would love to know Denmark one day. That seems like a great country to visit.
Throughout the investigation, it was determined to be you.
And do you recall it being any other air information at that time?
Yes.
Do you recall what that was?
Objection. Calls for hearsay.
Grounds.
Are you offering it for the truth of the matter asserted or for some other reason? Otherwise, it's hearsay.
For the truth of the matter, I'm asking him, does he recall what was aired on his radio?
Well, then you're asking him to testify to hearsay, so it's sustained.
Hello, G-Man. Didn't see you there, but hello, good afternoon.
Do you recall an officer indicating that a vehicle was continuing westbound and possibly blaring its horn?
Objection.
Grounds.
Same objection, Your Honor. He's attempting to testify and offering hearsay statements into the record.
I'm not attempting to testify.
Sustained.
Grounds for the sustained?
For the reasons the state indicated.
Yeah, she just told you why. I'm being good, J-Man. How you been? It's really
You can
hot.
ask the witness if he heard
It's really hot right now, but otherwise I'm good.
any horns at that time. That would be different.
Hello, Hamilton.
But what someone else may have reported would be hearsay, if it's offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
Well, I'm reading from the report that he wrote.
That doesn't take away
But it's hearsay still.
that it's hearsay. If it's in the report and someone else said it, it's actually double hearsay.
Do you recall hearing about a vehicle blowing its horn?
Objection.
Grounds.
Same objection, Your Honor.
Same objection.
Overruled, he asked if this witness heard. That's how I heard the question. I think that's what you were asking. You mean at the...
Did you hear about a horn?
What did you hear, Your Honor?
If the question was, did this witness hear a horn, then the witness may answer the question. Did he hear about a horn? That's different. That would be hearsay. So why don't you rephrase your question, sir?
Did you hear a horn?
No.
No. That's it.
Any reason why it would be in your report that a vehicle was blaring its horn?
Same objection, Your Honor.
Grounds.
Assumes facts not in evidence. Calls for hearsay. Sustained.
He's so dumb.
Have you read the complaint in this matter?
No.
Have you seen the complaint in this matter?
No.
And what he's trying to say, like, whenever he says that, oh, did you hear a horn? What is the horn going to do? Like, if I blare my horn all that I want, but I still go and run over people, that doesn't excuse me of it.
You yourself filed a claim in this matter?
No.
You know of anyone who filed a claim in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Overruled. He may answer if he knows.
No.
Do you recall whom subpoenaed you to testify here today?
the state of Wisconsin via the Waukesha County District Attorney's Office.
And you said state of Wisconsin. Who would you be referring to when you say state of Wisconsin?
The entity that is the state of Wisconsin judicial system.
So the state of Wisconsin is an entity to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. I don't know why
Is
he
an
feels
entity
like
a living, breathing?
I don't know why he feels that's always a gotcha. Like, oh, I got you. I got you to say the state is an entity, but that doesn't make anything of it.
Human?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant, argumentative.
Sustained. Next question.
Do you know if the state of Wisconsin is the plaintiff in this matter?
Yes.
Yes.
An entity is the plaintiff?
Yes.
Objection. Argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Have you ever had any interaction with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant.
Grounds.
Sustained. It's also overly broad.
You ever had a phone conversation?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Like, there's so much things that I don't understand why he's asking. Like, the horn doesn't matter. The tinted windows don't matter. Like, there's so many things that doesn't help him at all.
Have you ever seen the plaintiff in this case?
Objection, Your Honor.
Grounds.
This entire line of questioning is completely irrelevant.
Grounds.
Let the state know the order of your witnesses so we can have them come at different times so that they're not all here for days waiting to be called.
Has the plaintiff ever given you a ride to Waukesha in a tankia?
Respect. The prosecution didn't tell me the order of their witnesses. Why do I have to tell them the order of mine?
Because they're assisting you in getting them to court. So I need you to provide that order to the state tomorrow when you come into court so that they can work with those witnesses.
I'll probably say I'm not going to provide a specific order. I'm not going to do that.
Well, then you need to tell which day, like morning and afternoon, and how many witnesses per. I'm not going to just bring them in all at the same time and make them wait. That's not, that would be a discourtesy to those witnesses who you are calling.
I get that, but I'm still confused on.
You don't get anything.
I essentially didn't know who they was calling in order.
So
that's not really relevant at this moment, sir. So I need you to provide the order.
And he did know. Like, that's the thing. He did know. Hello, John. He did know about it. They gave him the witness list, and they pretty much stick to that list.
I'm not going to provide the order.
Or by start Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, unless they're very short.
I'm not going to provide an order.
Well, if he wants our assistance, Your Honor, we will do that. Otherwise, he can be responsible for getting these witnesses here himself.
Thank you.
You've got to cooperate with this process, or they're assisting you. Otherwise, you're going to be responsible for telling these witnesses when to come in.
And so how am I supposed to do that?
Well,
figure it out. Like, look at this face. Look at this face. He's like, really? And how if they don't help me, then how I'm going to do it? Think of that. Think of that before going all in that big tough guy call. Like,
Well, then you should cooperate with the state and their assistance to help you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give a specific order.
Do it. Why not?
Sir, are you willing to provide the who the witnesses are by half day?
I just said that.
All right, then that's what I need by tomorrow morning.
I said I'm not giving an order.
That's fine.
Hey, look, everyone. Look who's here. He's behind me. Look, it's Rory. Hello, Rory. Hello. Say hello to everyone. Be like, hello, everyone. Click the like button. Hello. Hello. Watch the latest video. How's it going, Rory? How's it going? How's it going?
said.
I'm okay with that.
Are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction at some point?
Not beyond what I've already addressed, sir.
Which you addressed it, you didn't prove it, you didn't verify it.
So he first say address, and when she's like, I already addressed that, they're like, so he moves the goalposts more, so.
Verified proof that you have subject matter jurisdiction yet. It's not been proven on the record.
Who cares?
Is that a judicial determination, Your Honor, that you're not going to answer that?
Yeah.
Your request is noted for the record. I've already addressed it.
Is it noted for the record?
Yes.
It should be noted for the record also. That's a tacit agreement.
All rise for the jury, please. Thank you.
We already been rising. Wondering when we go get the answer to that subject matter jurisdiction, though.
She's really, look at her. She's really trying to breathe. She's counting to 1,000 in her head just so she doesn't have to jump the stand and smack him. Like she's just like, you know what? Just breathe. This is gonna be over soon. Just let's get this done.
Do you recall what time it was when you came on duty, sir?
She said duty. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak preview of the top 5 that I'm trying to put together. Like I'm gonna give you guys a couple of the ones that I want to put in that video, and you guys can also give me some suggestions of ones that you would like to see. The first one, or one of them, is gonna be, let's go to my playlist, the Darrell Brooks one. Darrell Brooks. Look at that young guy, just learning how to stream over there. Okay, the first one is gonna be I know where it is. I've made so many videos of this guy, Jesus. Here you go. This is the first one. I promise you, if I'm not gonna do it with my face in it, but this is gonna be the first one. Like the way that he explodes after this.
Your Honor, I believe he has 7 prior criminal convictions via OWI 2nd from 1997, and OWI 3rd from 1997, and OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass.
Like this is not gonna be in the top 3, but look at that face. That's just so much. The next one. Hello, everyone. Shut up.
And you need to stay on task, which is we're discussing jury instructions.
This one.
Ain't nobody understand request. It ain't like they gonna be honored though.
As it relates to the jury instructions, sir, what are you?
I heard what the hell you said, man.
Like, imagine exploding this against a judge, being someone of that, being a lawyer. Like that's gonna be a second one. The other one is, I know that I said it was, the episode is called The Meltdown. This one. Hello everyone. Hey, welcome. When I first got my camera. This is going through these videos is like going through memory lane. It's really incredible. And it's gonna be this one.
The evidence stacking up and this and that, as if that has any bearing on what I still think and what I'm still going to present. It doesn't. So, no, I think I deserve a chance to rebut what was just said. I think I deserve that much if it's a fair trial.
What information do you want to provide to me about that last exhibit? Do you want to use exhibits that have been received during your opening?
Go ahead and sit it back down. Thank you. I don't think what.
We'll move on.
I'm trying to understand. If I don't understand, how do I know? How do I know what I'm supposed to answer if I don't understand?
But this is what a gaslighter.
So I'm supposed to just come off that with off the top of my head?
Yes.
Yeah, him crying at the after COVID test is gonna be one too. We're gonna watch that right now.
You're not
because you're speaking nonsense about other stuff that doesn't even matter, my guy.
No,
Thank you,
what I
past Jester. Thank you. I'm thinking the same as you. Look at that handsome guy. Look at this guy.
Listen, please.
Go ahead. I don't know what you're talking about. What's untrue?
We just heard her talk for 5-10 minutes straight. Now don't nobody know what I'm talking about.
He's so mad that someone talked for a long time. And then this one. This one is another one that I have to put Hello, everyone. Welcome. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do top 5. Ever happened on the 20th. And he thinks that by saying that, by giving that paper, that means that November 20th never happened. That means that his crime didn't happen. But that's not how it works, Mr. Brooks. If you come to my house and steal my computer, and I am like, I sue you because of it. This is like, this guy stole my computer, and then I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'll just get another one. I'll go and drop the charge. That doesn't mean that you didn't steal my computer. It just means that I didn't care enough to go forward with the lawsuit. Or yeah, thank you. Exactly. Something like that. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It just means that you weren't charged for it. You did it, or you may or may not did it. But that's not how it works. What is that language? What is that? I don't like that guy anymore.
I asked for finding the fact.
The objection's noted. It's sustained. Well, their objection's sustained. Yours is overruled. Please continue.
Is that noted for the record? I would like a written finding of fact.
The request is denied. Keep going, please.
Denied on what grounds? On what lawful law?
Keep going, sir.
Lawful law.
Are you making a district determination that you don't have to answer that question as a public servant?
Sir, I've ruled on the objection. It's
like this is
the
other one.
And it's disrespectful to me that you joke.
I never.
You don't understand. You think that this is a whole game to me. This is not a game to me, Your Honor. Nothing about this is a joke.
I never.
That's what y'all don't understand.
But there's
and it's unfair. It's unfair and it's disrespectful to me that you think I would come in here purposely and treat this like a joke or a game.
I never said it was a joke.
What type of
Mr. Tough Guy dealing with a suit so like 3 times bigger than he needs it for.
Statement is that? Your life is not on the line. Mine is. And you think that I think this is funny?
I don't think
he's gaslighting right now. He's saying that she says that this was a joke. She never said that. He said that you were treating it like a game. And then he's doing all this stuff to be outraged.
I think it's funny whatsoever.
Exactly, past Jester, exactly.
So I think, Your Honor, with all due respect, I think you should show some respect.
We're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, the jury's coming out, and you need to call your next witness.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are in recess.
No, you're not rushing me to judgment. I don't care what you're talking about.
All right. We're going to leave it here. He just exploded right there. The explosions are going to continue from now on. So, all right. That's another one. The next one is right after... Welcome back to another episode of the Dara Brooks saga. On today's episode, we're gonna continue with day 11, and we're gonna continue with the cross-examination of Dara Brooks. I really hate how my camera looked back then. I would love to redo them all, because I can still do them. But yeah, I need to get to when he's presenting witnesses.
Show the witness the same
this one
that I attempted to show.
No.
I think this is at this point.
We did have the photographs of her injuries. We did not want to confuse the record as to whether or not there was a bad.
This one.
Don't open the door on that. No,
offender on the registry as a result.
So if there's any causation that would lead to Erica Patterson being a bad mom, Mr. Brooks has a direct role in that causation.
And that's
furthermore
to that.
I'm not
because that's a lie.
Can you imagine having this guy in your life since you were 15 and having direct contact with him all the time after that? Yeah. Ugh.
Let him
At
finish.
the end of the day,
Let him finish.
If we gonna open the door on that, no, since he want to make a record and not be accurate, so let's be accurate all on the record. Since you think you know so much,
Once
so
again,
we can
Mr.
open the
Brooks
door
is
on.
being
We can
loud,
open the door on how old she told me
disrespectful,
she was when
interrupting.
we met. We can ask
He's-
that question
he is
too. Then
over the
Did you
top,
ask that?
animated
Do you
right
know
now.
that?
Mr. Brooks, I'm ordering you to sit down and to let the state
No,
finish.
I'm not going to sit here and let somebody be inaccurate on the record and lie on the record.
Right. Under Illinois versus Allen, I've warned him repeatedly. He's being removed from the courtroom. And you know what? Let me dial that back. We're just going to take an early lunch, 1 hour. We'll be back. And unless he brings that letter and he can show it is inadmissible, she will not be questioned. And under 906.11, I will declare the cross-examination closed. Thank you. We're in recess. 1 hour.
Bruh.
Get your facts straight. So let's open the door on all of it then, so we can get all of it on the record.
And then this one. Hello everyone. I'm Jester and welcome back to another. Hey, he's Jester.
Upset.
There you go. From here.
I didn't look at it.
The appeal has been postponed, as far as I know, David. It doesn't have any feet to stand on, so they're never gonna have it ready. Just a little recap. This guy was complaining that he had COVID. He had extreme fatigue and lack of taste. So he was like, "Hey, I get COVID. Delay the procedures until I get my results." And the court was like, "Nah." And then he got the results, and the judge wants him to like tell me what it is, so we can delay the trial if we need to. And he's like, no.
Yeah. So.
Do you have it with you?
It is. It's in my paperwork somewhere.
All right. I need you to locate it and open it up, please.
May I ask the reason why that would be?
Mr. Brooks, you raised this issue yourself, and
Yeah.
I'd like to know the result.
I would too, but I was kind of in the middle of preparing for my defense, so
Mr. Brooks, find the piece of paper and open it up.
He already
and read
knows
it,
what
please.
it is.
Your Honor, I don't consent to being talked to in that fashion.
Your lack of consent is noted for the record. Please find the piece of paper, open it up, and please read it.
I will not consent to that, Your Honor. Or do I agree to that, Your Honor? I do
You
not.
raised the motion.
Mr. Brooks, then I'm going to advise the Sheriff's Department to find the piece of paper and hand it to me so that I can read it.
Yeah, it's
So
not a
that
game.
those are your two options.
What would be the basis for that, Your Honor?
Mr. Brooks, this is an issue that you raised, and I need to bring it to finality and know what the test result is.
Okay, with all due respect, it was a motion that I raised.
All right, I'm going to clear the courtroom. We're going to go off the record, and we're going to find that piece of paper, and I'm going to address it when that's done. It's my understanding there was some type of situation or altercation between Mr. Brooks and the deputies. Ultimately, though, I think he was taken into the bullpen. He was brought back out, but it was very clear to me that he was upset. But I needed to make a record of what was being done, including that I have obtained the test result. So there's an accurate record in this case related to the motion that was raised previously by Mr. Brooks. I want Mr. Brooks to know that I am not removing him from when the jurors are brought back in. It was just simply because he was upset. He was very loud when I walked.
Let's we already know that. We're gonna put that on the video, but let's look that up. Let's look at that thing. Like, this is day two, Darrell Brooks. Maybe we can find the live when it happened. Was it this one?
Do you remember where you were with those two?
Is at the Frame Park uniform, and that he was offered the ability to wear.
Left out the part about any physical.
Had
removing him from
less than completely forthright with you. What did she leave out the first time you spoke with her?
Which we did know to testify, so no, you may not say that. The jury will strike that comment made by Mr. Brooks. You'll have an opportunity, if you so choose, to testify at a later point in time in this trial. The state may ask its question.
Thank you. Did Erica Patterson provide to you a specific reason for her situation, why she was...
Detective, you may step down. Any reason to keep this witness under subpoena? That up later and reserve that until I can review that with the parties. All right. Your lack of consent is no sheriff's department.
Nah, they cut the camera right before that. Cowards. Cowards.
I need to make a record was negative. And when I said...
All right, I tried to look for it, but it seems that it doesn't exist anymore. Well, this guy is there. The camera still has them, but they're never gonna release that, I don't think. I'll be the first one there if they did. All right, everyone, I'm gonna head off. I gotta go cut my hair because I look like a bum now. Look at that. I need to go trim this down. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Tomorrow we're gonna do the giveaway announcement along with the video of Brooks. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys. Thank you, Deacon, for the new members. I'll see you guys on the next videos. Like, we're gonna do a lot of stuff this week leading up to my birthday. But yeah, have a good day. Bye bye.